What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, this is my gasser Yardbird. It's a 1962 Ford Falcon. Nothing too special about it. A little Speedway straight axle under the front, Ford 9-inch in the rear. Aluminum head, small block Ford with a cam. Air gap, Edelbrock intake manifold, Edelbrock 650 carburetor. It's got a 3-speed top loader transmission, and she sounds pretty healthy. If you're into gassers, hot rods, classic cars, anything like that, this is the channel for you. We're currently building this car. If you go back and look at my old episodes, you'll definitely be able to see how far it's come. But I suggest you stay here and watch this video to see if you like what I got to offer. So with that being said, on today's episode, we got a couple little things. I know last episode I said that I was going to be taking this over to my buddy's shop. He hasn't made room yet there, so we're going to start working on a couple little things. Just luming some wire to make it look a little more presentable, start taping off the dashboard to sand and paint that and the door panels. We're also going to be adding another gauge and trying to get the old gauge cluster working again. So if you didn't like wiring stuff before, you're not going to like it now. But if you loved it, here's some more stuff for you. Let's get started. Alrighty, so we got the cluster out, as you can tell. Gave me a little bit of a problem. I wound up having to drop the steering column a little bit lower than I wanted to. But we got her up here. What we're going to wind up doing is cutting all those bulbs off, capping those wires. And then, even though it's never going to work again, what we're going to wind up doing is just putting the bulbs back where they belong, right there. And then hooking them up to our gauge switch where the lights are. And then at least it'll light up and look like it's working, instead of me only having 3 lights in the car. That'll actually give me a little more light as well. So that being said, let's get this thing wired up and test it out, see if these bulbs work. Alrighty, so I tested all the light bulbs. They wound up working. So let me turn this light off and I'll show you what we got. We got 3 of the 6 light bulbs that work in there, and here's what it looks like. Nice and lit up, but it's not everything. I can't get the coolant temp or the fuel side working. But then again, we also already have those gauges in the car that are wired up and have a light. So I'm not too worried about those outside gauges not working. So let's get this thing in the car. So what we're going to wind up doing next is we're going to install this little tack that I purchased, just so I can have something for RPM. Like with these gauges up here, we're going to wind up mounting it probably somewhere right about here off to the side, but still visible from the in the steering wheel. So let's get this started. Cue the time lapse now. Alrighty, so now that I've gotten everything all wired up, I went through and tested it. Didn't realize I wasn't filming. I guess the camera shut off, but it's kind of a good thing. I got a dead tack. So wasn't really quite sure why, because I tested all my lines and wires and stuff, everything's good. But one thing that might be bad, I might not have the ohm resistance from this old coil. That coil is about 15 years old, so I went to the parts store real quick and I picked up a new one. This one's a little bit bigger. So the MSD Blaster 2 is about 0.9 ohms on resistance. That's 1.4. I was told you need at least 1 ohm for the tach to even get a signal, that particular tach. So hopefully putting a new coil on this car will fix that issue. And we're gonna go through and get this all swapped out and we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, now that you see that we got the new coil in, can't start it right now because it's about 11 o'clock at night and this thing is loud, so we're gonna have to wait until the morning for you guys. It'll be like a flash. Catch you then. Alrighty guys, so it's the next day and boy do I feel like an idiot. So, I hooked up my signal wire for my tach to the negative side of my coil, wasn't getting any signal from it and all that, and the tach was just dead. Well, then I remembered I have an MSD box. Well, on that MSD box, it has a tach output spot. As soon as I plug the coil into, or plug the tach into that right here, you know, the little green wire, I have a feeling this is gonna work. So we're gonna go ahead and start this thing and see if the tach works. Let's get to it. Please excuse the wiring. Well guys, I'm going to wind up ending this video off a little short. Today's the day. I wasn't able to get everything done that I wanted to do due to some extenuating circumstances and timing and all that stuff. But tow truck's on its way. We're just waiting for it. It's getting taken to my buddy's shop. Then we're going to have brakes. Once the brakes are done, I got to put the throttle linkage back on, or not the linkage, the new throttle pedal, and do little things, get lug nuts, tighten up all the bolts on the suspension, and we're going for a test ride. Dude, I'm so stoked, and I hope you guys are too. I can't wait to share this experience with you. First test drive coming soon. Catch you later. Here comes a little clip of us loading it on the tow truck. Alrighty guys, so you've seen that we got the car up on the flatbed, and she is safely to my buddy's shop. Had a couple little hitches along the way. The steering shaft wound up falling apart as we were unloading the car, so we had to fix that in its spot. So I said I was going to end the video. I'm just going to give you a little time lapse. My garage is filthy. I don't know. I mean, you can see all kinds of stuff laying around. And it's just disgusting. So just to make a little bit of content and make this video a little longer, I'm just going to time lapse me cleaning this garage, and then we're going to be done with this video. So hopefully we can get some footage of the car over at my buddy's shop, and then once that's all said and done with, we'll be driving the car soon. I'm stoked. So without further ado, here comes me cleaning my garage.